বেজিয়েছি দিয়া পাত নাই শোক নাই
let's begin. Just a few thoughts. Dagmar, go ahead.
Okay, what I felt right away, I think, which worked really well, I mean, just out of my peripheral vision, that everybody really carefully thought about the frame. You know, we don't have the audience, we are not live, but here we are, we have constructed the image, yeah, which is more image. It's not the 3D, it's image. And I think all of us were super conscious about it, which I have not experienced before. And I think it really works very well.
Yes, that's correct. And we were thinking about, based on the premise, right, Dagmar, of lock and unlock, and is perhaps this idea of the locking of a frame of reference and unlocking our ability to manage that in this very, very, you know, small area, which is the screen, right? Yeah. Any other thoughts about that?
Yeah, do you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
I thought today it would be nice to play with a camera and not to play with my face or my body. I wanted to play with the camera, and I try to do this, not to be anymore physically here on screen. Or I wanted to mirror the action, and I think it's yeah, it's. I think it's we have to develop these kinds of building new views in this situation.
Yes, yes. Any other thoughts?
Yes, it was interesting because I am from the beginning. I am so conscious about the camera. So conscious. Even when we perform, we conscious about our body. But now body become very blur here because it's already because of the situation. Body is always blur. The social distancing and you have to you blur your body in the situations in India right now. So that consciousness, for the frame, it's really like sometimes you have to so conscious because I'm using the this toothbrush like this, but sometimes it's disappear because of my hands movement. Then again I conscious, okay, it's out of the frame, and again I bring it back. So that's conscious is something. Yeah, I have to maybe I have to do more in this manner because it's very new for me. Yeah.
Bo?
I found I wasn't able to see really any of the performances, so I'm looking forward to the recording because everything was so concentrated, right, on what's in front of you and controlling that. And because when we're performing live, we are somewhat controlling the image, but not exactly where people are looking. Whereas here we are. And so it's almost like I'm their eye looking in. And so that's the dialogue. It's quite beautiful.
And also it was so funny when we perform, we never seen our image or we never seen ourselves. Now we are seeing in front of, I am seeing myself, and the audience, that person that in the camera, that person seeing me look back. So it was like, though I think this is the first time I am seeing the performance for the first time, my performance in live, not in recorded version. Yeah.
I can
Anupam, were you
really
seeing yourself
go
only or everybody else or only you on the screen?
Yeah, sometimes I seen others as well, because that is also important, because it's not a individual performance. So it's we are doing together, maybe in a, not in a same place. It's very important. So I'm observing everyone, because it's a kind of collaboration. So you have to observe the other body as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Dagmar.
But I feel it's more a situation of open source where you know you are entering the space, whatever the space is, whether it's two-dimensional or space. And I feel in open source, the attention to your consciousness, not your self-consciousness, but to your consciousness is so much more important, as if you're doing your own work live. And I wanted to say that when I began, I mean, I kind of figured it out before a little bit, looked, you know, what can be seen. But then as soon as I started, I forgot everything. And that proved to me that whether it's live, two-dimensional, unseen, seen, blind, whatever, I can be in that zone and I can be totally integral to myself. And I was very only kind of picking up, you know, the other images on such a low key that I forgot immediately what I saw. So the concentration was really with me. And I didn't think that could happen, you know, because of what you were saying, Bo, that it's really looking at yourself. So I even forgot about that.
That is so true. This idea of that you bring, Dagmar, of the open source, no? This idea of the availability. We are available as well as others are available, but we're also in tune with what we are doing, right? It's kind of, we open the channel, but at the same time we're receptive somehow, even if we are not looking at the gallery view, we are aware that there are others with us. And I think that's the collaboration. Yes, Bo? You have to unmute.
Unmute. Mike.
I had it in gallery view. So, you know, from my silver thing, I could just get a bit. And of course, I'm aware that other people are doing things, but looking here, but I could do a performance where my performance in open source is literally looking at everybody else. You know, that can also be a thing. And the whole thing is then who is looking at us can't see what I'm looking at, but you know, I can use that as material as well, if it's a choice, if it's a singular choice.
Yes. Mukesh, thank you, Bo. Mukesh, you had something to say. You were going to share something. Go ahead, Mukesh.
Hello. Hello. Actually, I am struggling to see any other artist to performing in this time, because I am very much engaged with me myself when I am doing all these things in front of the camera, and I'm missing to see you how you are performing in that same time. Hello.
Okay.
Sadhru
Thank
sir,
you. Thank you.
can you
Sadhru.
can you please
Hold on.
translate? Hello.
Yes, go ahead. You have to speak up a little bit louder.
सर मुझे जब मैं परफॉर्म कर रहा था तो मुझे दूसरों की परफॉर्मेंस देखने का टाइम नहीं मिला उस पर, तो मैं सिर्फ अपनी परफॉर्मेंस के अंदर ही इस टाइम इंगेज था, दूसरों की परफॉर्मेंस देख नहीं पाया उनको ये चीज बताई.
He says that when he performed, he could not see other performance. That he says. Mukesh.
And
But
what
I
else did you
think
say, Satadru?
there's a unique there's a unique sense of curiosity, you know, on your part. I've observed that before also, that there's so much engaging in being the spectator and, oh, what are the others doing? So, but it's important for you to find your focus. And I think you did. In your action, you found your focus.
When I perform, just I look at Hector, because he's the doing the timing. So I just observe him, but I could not observe other people's what people are doing, because I'm working with a very fragile thing. So it's you saw that when I perform, it's broken. So I have to manage the things, and the whole area is the all glass inside. I have to clean now. So all the glass is mass in the performance side. So it's all broken, and it's a departed, everything.
Mm. Mm. So
very much.
I mean, we have a control environment, but there are all these precarious, right, of the moment incidents that could happen, that since we are here not only presenting with all of you know, the group, but also recording, is that we have to fix right there at the moment, look for the alternatives, right, the solutions. Yeah, yeah, okay. Rajesh, what do you think? You're very contemplative there.
Yes. So today I feel Ophelia. So Ophelia is a character. So you know Ophelia character.
Yes.
So today I feel Ophelia character. So only my dress. This is my dress. I stitch myself. All my dresses also. So before my conversation, I want to start some story related to Ophelia. Okay. So please.
I'm Ophelia. She who the river could not hold. The woman on the gallows. The woman with the slashed artist. The woman with the overdose. On the lips, no. The woman with the hat in the gas oven. Yesterday, I stopped killing myself. I'm alone with my breast, my thighs, my lap. I rip apart the instruments of my imprisonment, the stool, the table, the bed. I destroyed the part of it that was my home. I teared the doors off their hinds to let the wind and the cry of the world inside. I smashed the window with my bleeding hands. I tear the photographs of the man who I loved and who used me on the bed, on the table, on the chair, on the floor. I set fire to my prison. I throw my clothes into the fire. I dig the cloth, which was my heart, of my breast. I go onto the street, cloth in my blood.
So this is a story of Ophelia. So I relate to Ophelia. So during my performance, I feel also Ophelia. So what did the Ophelia? So that time. So see my hand also the like a blood. So I try to convey the message. So unlock the recording of Ophelia. So it is my performance. So thank you to all.
No, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that background. No, that is very informative to your work. Yes.
Yeah, because I was
too.
using my projector.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Hector.
No, why? And I, in my case, I was out yesterday in the park for the first time because in New York City is in the US is a holiday today. It's Memorial Day holiday where we remember the veterans in the many wars. So I was wearing a mask and I went to this very, very dear park for me, which is Flushing Meadows Park, where there is the the Unisphere, this metal globe that you've probably seen. It's very close to the Queen's Museum of Art, another place, an institution that I'm very close to. Everything was closed. There were people, and I took a picture of myself there, and it felt very strange. Seeing everyone wearing a mask, the police going around telling people to wear masks. And if you didn't have a mask, they would give you a mask. But it looked very sci-fi, you know, like all this, like a movie from the future, where there is the police going around and just speakers telling, wear your mask, protect yourself. And I took a snapshot that I called that present imperfect, because even though we want to be as, I don't know, as we were before, there is something about this not showing in just your eyes and being like that outside. So it is the present, but for me it's a little bit imperfect in that sense, because we are not who we are in that sense. So this, what I did today, relates to that. The masking of our humanity in a way, and the masking of what might be the future, you know? Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. Yes. Yeah. Okay, any other thoughts? Any other? Yes, Anupam.
About my action, actually what happened yesterday, we had a talk, I had a talk with Dagmar. So yeah, so what to do actually, mentally I'm in last 2 months, I'm not doing performance, you know, in the sense performance. So I'm not, you know, the mentally prepared for doing something today itself. So finally I thought, you know, my hairs was like this much long, you know, and it was too much hot in Delhi right now. It's 44, 45 degrees. So, you know, sweating like anything. So I talked with Dagmar, said, I will cut my hair in front of you people. Okay. So I decided to do that. And after, when I thought to do, and I started feeling irritating, you know, and I shaved my head yesterday only. So it's kind of tempting, you know, when you decide to do something. So, so now it's like, so in the night, you know, yesterday night, I was thinking, so already my performance is over. So I send a photo to Dagmar, then my performance is over. So this is about the cleaning, you know, it's simple thing. It's human and the cleaning. So whatever the material I'm using, like toothbrush, you know, that air cleaner and blades, all the cleaning tools, and using in my body mostly in a portrait, to be looking something or to be someone, you know. So this is kind of cleaning and the viewing, both in a juxtaposition in a same time. Yeah, that's the.
Thank you, Anupam. Thank you.
So the
Yeah,
theme was
Anna? Or Satadru, or yeah, anyway.
just like to say that when I read that dogma say that unlock margins, so new margins. So I am thinking that what is new? what is we carry for our baggages. So I used to collect some bit of pieces of glass. So I'm just putting together to making a new margins. So that is my performance. That how I can build up a new margin with my old memory. So that's why I take all the broken things in my hand. The broken thing is my past, and I'm going to make a new things with the light. So that light is my the present situation. That's why I'm using the lights. I use the all broken glass in my performance. So that is my baggages, my memory, and I'm putting together in a line margins. So that about my thinking.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Satadru. Anna?
Yeah, for me it was I have these broken mirror parts, and first I tried to find myself in the mirrors, and I'm in my work I'm often working with fractalization of my person or my face or my body, and here I try to use this fractalization, this multiplication of the pictures of the in the mirror, and so it didn't work really well. And I tried to find my face, and I tried to find, and in one second I saw someone else. I think it was Anupam. I had Anupam very big on the screen, and so I had the toothbrush in my mirror, and it was nice because it was something like being really together, and these images went together and melted together, and this was really interesting. More interesting to find my own face, and so I continued to catch some small view of the others. Yeah, I found it interesting, and maybe some a picture for our situation, to be very close, very together, and but very hard to catch.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Dagmar.
Yeah, I think what is very seductive also, and I think we can see that very quickly right away, that these fragments become a very strong compositional aspect, which I never have in in live performance, because moving in space, it is fleeting. The objects is fleeting, I'm fleeting, all of that. But like Sadhguru just now, he put that huge piece of fragment in front of him, and immediately I said, wow, you know, what an image. Yeah. So the image making process here is much more prominent, I feel. Like also with Hector, you know, it was so, or Bo, like, you know, so massively there. Rajesh, you know, it looks like an old painting or something. Like the relevance and the references are much more pristine as I see myself and you on the flat screen.
Yes. Bo.
Just to pick up on that, but I also wanted to describe the performance. But yeah, we're getting feedback, because if we're looking right at ourselves and the camera, right away we can adjust to what we see, what the image is doing, and then it's either we want it to be doing that, or we can slightly adjust it. And so you're getting that information so quickly, where it takes so much more time in the live, right, to know exactly what's working and what isn't. Yeah. So for those that weren't able to see mine, I wanted to use lipstick, because lipstick is usually on the lips, which is covered by a mask. And to draw, I started just by drawing a very simple normal mask, and of course also you can see through it because it's not material. and there, but then I would draw another mask and another mask and another mask and another mask until I'm absolutely masked. And yet you can see through all of it. And I guess also the red signifies the blood of people that have passed, I guess, in terms of a life force, and yet it's violent. So
thank you both. I think that allows us to understand a little bit better, what we are proposing, what we brought to this environment. And how are we doing with time, Dagmar? Are we okay? Okay, so now I think to end, and in a few words, because I'm going to now record each one of us, big screen. If you can just share and think of what does this particular performance, this online experience, unlocked for you, or maybe locked for you, kind of following what was proposed in Dagmar's email. Okay, so I'm going to share. I'm going to shift now, and we can record in big. So who would like to begin? So again, the question is, what does the work that you just presented or did unlock or maybe locks for you or for this experience? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so I already mentioned about the cleaning. So the cleaning is something very much metaphor for the cleaning from, the memory, cleaning that memory we carry from the past. So that may be good, that may be, bad also. That memory is cleaning from my body. So that cleaning also the unlocking the memory. When you're trying to cleaning the memory, so you have to remember, okay, that memory I'm cleaning. So you have to, before the cleaning, you have to remember as well. So it's kind of unlocking my memories during this time. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Next. Just unmute yourself so we can have your image. Who would like to go next? Anyone? Dagmar?
Yeah.
Or Rajesh? Okay, if you mute yourself, I'm going to unmute Rajesh. Oh, Bo, okay, 1 second. Go ahead.
I don't know if this is a repetition of what you said earlier, Hector, but the unlocking of possibilities for performance, and yet we're locked within the camera and we're locked within the screen.
Thank you, Bo.
Yes, through my performance, I also try to unlock Ophelia character. So this is my performance. So already I did. So thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh.
I am using this. Hello. I am using this prompt as a boundaries and lock, and I'm trying to stay from this lock and find new ways from this lock. This is my performance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very interesting that we never, like Anupam says, that we never perform the looking to the camera, but this is we are watching our performance first time, and so this is going to create a new margins for us. Never we saw that we performing in front of the camera. We are little bit conscious about our gaze. So the other things is new dialogues for us, the new horizon or new margins. I feel so.
Thanks, Atadru. Okay, Anna, so I can put you on the speaker.
Okay.
And 1 second, please. Satadru, can you mute yourself? Okay, and 1 second. I just want to get Anna there in big. 1 sec. Where are you? Let's see. Okay, go ahead, please.
Good. So I think in this situation, it's opening for me the distance. It's nearer than I felt it before. If I perform on stage or in a real performance, I feel more distance to the public or to the audience or to other people than here. Here it's very direct and very intimate, and I think for me it's more an unlock feeling. Not this, yeah. I'm crawling through the tiny camera and I'm direct with you, and this is very spectacular for me.
Thank you, Anna. Thanks for sharing. Okay, Dagmar. 1 second. Go ahead.
Okay. I feel totally unlocked, especially today, because I felt the intimacy that was surrounding me, though I had knowledge about the recording and the flat image and the possible minute control or uncontrol, and the unlocking was really to feel and to sense the physicality of myself still being there. So I'm very happy to have experienced that the flat image and what we're doing, this experiment or this challenge, did not undermine my own feeling of my body and the presence that I had right now.
Thank you. Okay, we have everyone, I think. Yes.
Hector.
Hector, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I could just I could oops. Hello? Are you there?
We hear you. Yeah.
I can't. I lost it for a second. I'm so sorry.
Satadru started sharing the screen. He should stop sharing the screen. Satadru.
Okay, so here I am. Okay, good. It's just that my quick fingers, I was trying to manage the phone and this. Yeah, for me, it's as I said, and I think I share all of your thoughts and your feedback. For me, it was quite an experience to be unlocking the possibilities of sharing this environment with you and collaborating in something that is challenging, but at the same time is doable, which puts us in this position of the fourth, and I'm going to call it the fourth dimension. If we think of theater, right, the 3 dimensions of height, width, and depth, this is the fourth one. And I think we are breaking that fourth dimension, which is coming out of the screen, or as they would say, you know, coming out of the space and projecting ourselves more. So that is, for me, the unlocking aspect. And the other one, in terms of locking, is we are together. So in a way, we are also locked in togetherness, but a good togetherness. It's not this locking that is prohibited or prohibitable, but it's actually a locking that is welcoming to our experience, being together and sharing the space.
Great.
Go ahead, Bo.
It's also interesting in terms of we've like there's nobody else watching, right? It's just us, right? It's a closed situation. So we've locked out the possibility of others watching. And so we're sort of in a little locked room while we're doing this intimate stuff. And then there's a possibility of another time where you unlock that, you know? So it's just, what is this space that is locked and unlocked?
Yes, you're quite right. And as Dagmar proposed, we unlock this, right, Dagmar, in an environment later on in videos. So for everyone else to see us and to kind of experience also our experience remotely and in delay, we could say, not real time. Okay, all right, well.
For sure, I want to just say that I'm very much looking forward to explore more in unlocking this situation. And I would like to suggest to do it again, simply today in 2 weeks, if everyone could arrange that right away, but also facilitate access for Dimple or 1 or 2 other people, and keep it that structure. We would try to edit it. I mean, we need to edit it much shorter than before, so it can be interesting to be watched.
Yes,
and
true. And Dagmar, you were also talking about creating an environment that's not necessarily your home Vimeo. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm looking for something more neutral, because I don't want it to be on my kind of territory, but more on
its own.
On its own, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I can create something like that where we can I can create a channel, or you know, in Vimeo, where we can all be, you know, there, like it's a neutral territory where we can begin to upload, and it could also serve as a blog, maybe to write some reflections and make it more of its own, right? Yeah. Yes, Bo, go ahead.
I don't know if this is possible, but is it possible where we do our performance like we do, but immediately just for this group, we're able to replay? So for 10 minutes, we then can watch, and this is not for the outside audience, but we're able to then not concentrate on ourselves, and we can sort of see what everybody's been performing, so that when we discuss, we have a bit more sense of others' performances. I don't know if there's a possibility to do that.
I think it's not necessary.
Go ahead, Dad.
I was saying I don't think it's necessary, because it's the most important at this moment, right after, to discuss your own sense, your own perception of yourself and your experience of the performance, so that it can trigger something further after we have made the film.